Welcome to Rise Over Run Vancouver. Today we got the special opportunity to interview Fanny, the owner of Oh Sweet Day, the best cheesecake hands down in Vancouver.
Yay!
Yes, super excited for this interview. She was actually one of the first ones that I spoke with about Rise Over Run Vancouver when we were starting the project. So why don't we just get into it, Fanny?
Mm-hmm.
What inspired you to start out Oh Sweet Day?
Well, Oh Sweet Day, I started Oh Sweet Day as a blog, actually. We use a blog. I used the blog to share recipes and some parenting story when I moved from Hong Kong to here.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, and then over time, we started to be able to acquire a lot of readers to my blog. And they started to ask me, hey, Fanny, can you make a batch of this particular cookie for my son's birthday? Can you make this cake for my girlfriend's bridal shower? And that's how I started home baking.
That's amazing. So you had a passion for baking, and then you would share your recipes as a blog, and then it started gaining some traction. And
Yeah, so what really put Oh Sweet Day on the map is the holiday cookie box that we created.
Yes, yes.
The first year, it was actually my husband's sister, who's a real estate agent, who bought a bunch for her client. And then next year, her client started to ask me, hey, last year I bought a box of cookie. Are you doing this year again? And then I started to sell a lot of holiday cookie box during the holiday. And one day I started to think, well, these are good cookies. We don't have to just sell it during the holiday. So why don't we sell it all year round? And that's how I started Farmers Market.
That's sweet. And you started at the farmers market?
I started selling cookies at Farmers Market, and I believe half years in, I started to realize that a lot of bakeries at Farmers Market, they also sell cookies.
Yes,
so I want to outstand myself. I want to outstand the brand. So I think the easiest way to do it is to figure out what they don't sell at Farmers Market.
Yeah.
And cheesecake, everybody loves cheesecake, and then I still don't think anybody is selling cheesecake yet except me.
No, and actually, just to bring up one point, the expos, like the Woman Expo or the Wellness Expo, those kind of expos. When I'm at those expos, I always see people walking around with Oh Sweet Day bags. Yeah. Always. So especially at the last one, it was very popular. So that's awesome. One great thing that Fanny actually pointed out, what I liked, was the real estate agent sharing the product with the realtor, and they have a really great network. So that's a great idea. If you have a product, get it in a realtor hands. They have a lot of clients.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So that's a really good example. So what did the process look like from going to a farmer's market to having your own shop?
It's at the very beginning, it was a lot of fear and a lot of pressure, definitely, because we had never done that, right? So we had to figure out, are we able to pay rent? Would anybody come to this location? And are we going to be making enough or not enough? How many people do we hire? Are we able to pay them? So it was a lot of fear and pressure. Like even now, running a business, especially a small business owner, there are still a lot of fear and pressure every day. But I do believe that it's a privilege to have fear and pressure in your life, because that's how you learn to face them. That's how you learn to grow, to make yourself and the business better.
Definitely. We don't grow without any adversities or challenges in life.
Exactly.
That's amazing, Fanny. Thank you so much for sharing. And how were you able to actually overcome those fears to get started?
I think my husband, I think you have to have a really good partnership. When you run a business, you can't just do it on your own. Mm-hmm. My husband has been supporting me tremendously. When I'm here, he's able to help to take care of the kids, and even the business here. I am not a person who's really good at figure or means and legal stuff, and he is the one who helps me to handle all of these.
That's
so
amazing.
that actually offload myself from a lot of stuff that I don't even have time or I don't even have capacity to do it.
Yeah.
So I think to answer your question, partnership is really important.
That's amazing advice, and I think that's really key. To teamwork makes the dream
Yeah.
work, and have someone by your side where you guys can run together, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool. All right, Fanny. And so, what's the best part about running this business, Oh Sweet Day?
To be able to connect with the community, to be honest. I started by doing farmers market, and farmers market is a huge community. You get to engage with your customer in such an intimate way. And for myself, I met a lot of friends in the same industry when I was doing farmers market. They were willing to share their know-how with me selflessly, and that really helps me to grow my business. Now, at the retail location here, to be able to connect with the people, the customer is also very important. Like we know each other by names. Sometimes when you run a small business, it's chaotic every day.
Definitely.
And just those little moments when they come in with their kids to say hello, or they will order the same birthday cake for their father because their father loves our carrot cake. Just this small moment helps us to keep going. Yeah, to keep doing this business no matter how chaotic it is. And I think to be able to connect with the community is very, very important, and that's my favorite.
That's awesome. And really, what it comes down to at the end of the day is the relationships you make. Right? I feel like all business is based off the relationships that you build, and the value that you give to the community. And your birthday cakes, by the way, look fabulous. Like I'll take a nice video, make sure everyone gets to see them. But everything in here just looks absolutely amazing. And so far, we got to taste the dark chocolate cheesecake, and oh my God, it was just amazing. So why don't, if you could, just quickly, if you could kind of lay out just the process of how you went from a passion to the store. I know you've kind of mentioned it throughout the interview so far, but just kind of lay it down step by step to what got you to this place.
So, like I mentioned before, I started by running a blog, and then that's how I started my home baking. And I think for any new baker, before you started jump into retail, I would highly recommend you guys to start doing farmers market, because farmers market is a relatively low cost way to get your product to the public, to make yourself be able to engage with customer, to get feedback.
Yeah, to see if your product sells, and
Exactly,
to see how
exactly.
it's
And
going.
that's what we did before we jumped into retail. And we already had established quite a decent clientele. So and when we started, we didn't really have to worry too much about having no customer.
Yeah, so you've already
Yeah.
overcome that fear from being at the
Yeah.
farmer's market. You knew
Yes.
that you would have
Yeah.
customers come
So
in.
yeah, doing farmers market is a really good start for your business. I
That's
think.
awesome. And do you recommend it, like, to
I
go
highly
from
recommend
farmer's
it.
market to storefront? Like, if it's doing good at the farmer's market, definitely get out there and open up a storefront. Do you recommend that?
Yeah, I do recommend. I do recommend to try out your product at farmers market.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you're able to see if your product is able to sell, and then get feedback to improve it before you jump into retail.
That's awesome. Okay, that's a perfect step-by-step process. Thank you, Fanny.
Yeah.
So why don't you share any advice you may have for the viewers? Like any advice you have for someone who may have a product they're very passionate about and they want to turn it into a business. What advice do you have for them?
But like I said, trying out at farmers market, and then be patient. Take it slow. Don't just think about making big money at the very beginning. Because like to be able to make big money when you start it almost never happens.
It's almost an expense sometimes when you're starting out.
Yeah. So like to build your customer base, to engage with your customer. For All Sweet Day, accept the product, customer relationship, customer service is also very, very important to us, and that actually brings our customer back over time. Yeah.
Yes, and I see why you're so successful, because when I asked you what's your favorite part about running the business, it was the relationships and the community and just being involved in others' lives. So that's why she has the success she has today. But no, thank you very much. I really agree with everything that you said. I believe it's most important, and you've really laid it out, like for anyone who's been thinking about doing a similar kind of business. I think this would be a great insight for them. So thank you so much, Fanny, for allowing us to come by. And you guys have to get in here. Have to get in here. It's a must. Try out Fanny's cheesecake, birthday cakes. I believe. What else do you have in the store? So I know you have many things in here. So why don't you just kind of share everything that you do have?
So our cheesecakes are very special, and then, like I said, during holiday time, we sell a lot of cookie balls. So our shortbread cookies are pretty famous too. And then cake, birthday cake, we do a lot of custom cakes. So if you have crazy design for your kid's birthday, just come find us.
Yes, and any design, like if you have an idea that you want on a cake, you come see Fanny. She'll get it done for you. And make sure you're following her page. You'll get an idea of the amazing artwork that she does. And I'm super excited for you guys to come in here and try it. So thank you, Fanny. It's been a wonderful time.
All right.
Yes. Thank you so much.